known by its map designation as Area 51.
We're now learning Area 51,
known as Area 51.
Thank you for
Near
clearing that
Area
up.
51.
Thank you.
Known as Area 51.
Because Area 51 is very important.
They called him Jimmy, and everybody wanted to be his friend.
What's good? What's good? Welcome here, Area 51 here with your host Jimmy. What's good? And subscribe to here to Golden Era. We have the best boxing. You can also visit goldeneraboxing.com where you're going to learn a lot about historical boxing and, you know, just boxing in general. We have really good commentators. We got people who know about boxing, and you know, we're a community that's growing worldwide, and we soon, you know, will come back to the old school way of boxing, and that's being undisputed, one belt, one face, one championship. That's what we want, one name. And you know, all for undisputed. We believe that that's the way to go, and not necessarily what, you know, most commercial fighters are telling you right now, like, you know, A side, B side, and all this garbage. Which, you know, it's just, yeah. If you like that, it's probably not going to be a good idea that you subscribe to this channel. So I've been reading a lot of the comments, and apparently there's a lot of people who disagree with me, saying that the Japanese fighter Naoya Inoue is going to lose against Fulton. Now, a lot of the comments say that, you know, Naoya Inoue is going to knock out this guy, and et cetera, et cetera. So let's actually pinpoint a few things here before we go further with this. Fulton is from a bigger weight class. That's to start with, okay? So normally in boxing, the bigger guy, when he comes from a bigger weight class, tends to beat the guy who supposedly is good, but coming from a smaller weight class, right? That's how it normally works in boxing. There are a few exceptions to that rule, but it's very rare that that happens. But there are exceptions to that rule, okay? Now, I don't consider Naoya Inoue, to be honest, anything extraordinary. I just don't. If I would have seen them with, let's say, Francisco Estrada, that would have given me a better understanding of his boxing skill. Could he beat Estrada? You say yeah, but the fight never happened. He struggled with Nonito Donaire. He could definitely struggle with Estrada. So, and Nonito Donaire was literally in his way out. I think the dude was like 36, 37 years old in his way out. Okay, this is not even a young Nonito Donaire. So understand that. If we would have fought somebody like Yerwin Ancajas, which I think he could have beat, understanding what Puma Martinez did with Ancajas and how he beat him, it was just basically a brawl. That would explain a lot more about his boxing skill. Had he fought Rungbin Sai, right? A guy who knows how to hit hard, who's very unorthodox with his boxing style, that would have given me a better glimpse to see what this guy is all about. Had he fought somebody like Roman Gonzalez, that would have given me a better glimpse of who Naoya Inoue is or what he's trying to be, right? So there goes 4 fights or 5 fights that he just never did. And you can say he was avoided. Okay, if he was avoided, that's fine. He still didn't make the fights. See, UMFers, let's put it that way, you guys criticize boxers like Demetrius Andrade, who's being very avoided in his division. A lot of people criticize him because, you know, nobody want to take the fights. But now you're claiming that Naoya Inoue was avoided, and now you want to excuse the fact that the other fighters didn't want to do, but you don't want to put the same measurement in fighters like Demetrius Andrade or Terrence Crawford. So the hypocrisy is just withstanding. It's probably because he's black, and because you guys, you know, obviously have something against black fighters. And that's what I see. I see a lot of racism in a lot of comments, but that's all right. That's on you. Now, when he went to 118, to me, the fighter that is a complicated fighter and one that's being avoided also, if you know something about boxing, is Guillermo Rigondeaux. If he would have fought Guillermo Rigondeaux, then I would have been like, okay, this guy is serious. He wants to take the hard challenges. Guillermo Rigondeaux is still on his way out, but hey, it's a good fight. Fight him, right? So just when he moved up, he could have actually fought Guillermo Rigondeaux. And I'm going to tell you what greatness really means. For example, Shakur Stevenson didn't have to fight Robson Fonseca. After he beat Oscar Valdez, he didn't have to fight him. And in fact, I don't think Robson Fonseca was actually ranked too high, but he is a dangerous fighter. So he took the challenge, wiped him out. We see the same with Stephon Fulton. He beats Brian Figueroa, which is a hard challenge. And then he didn't have to take it, but he takes Daniel Roman. And he fought him, wiped him out. And to me, Daniel Roman and also the other guy, in my opinion, Robson Fonseca, were not as skillful as Guillermo Rigondeaux. So why not take the challenge to this monster, this Japanese monster of yours, this sushi monster? Why not take the challenge and fight Guillermo Rigondeaux? I mean, the guy is good. Is going to only increase your standing. Oh, he beat Guillermo Rigondeaux. That's a hard fight. He didn't do that. He could have fought Nordino Bali. Nordino Bali, the French guy. I mean, he was an interesting fighter. He didn't take that fight either. The only guy who he really fought was Nonito Donaire. That's who he really fought. And then the other British guy, Australian, who, nobody really knows. In Australia and England, I'm sorry, but, specifically England, like, when it comes down to, like, standing worldwide, I'm sorry, but British fighters is the type of fighters that Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Davis like to pick because they know they're easier than American fighters, for example. Being honest. So I don't see anything. I've seen him box. He does have a hard punch. He likes to trade, but he's fighting a dude who is not going to allow him to punch. He's going to tie him up. That's what's going to happen in that fight. He's going to get tied up. He's going to get outboxed. And the jab, like Nonito Donaire said, is his worst enemy. When Nonito Donaire stopped using the jab, that's when it didn't become competitive. But we started using it, it was actually a pretty competitive fight. So, skill-wise, you can't say that Naoya Inoue, with the victors that he has, there's no relevant name in that. There's just really nobody in that bracket, except Nonito Donaire, really, that is really worth much. And the dude has been in boxing for a long time, right? So he just recently became undisputed. And in a very weak division, to be honest. It's not like 154. Had he done that in like a 147-pound division or 154 where it's just full of killers there, that's a different story. But he was pretty much fighting asylum people. He was fighting basically old people. That's what he did. Fulton, on the other hand, has shown over and over again why he's such a dangerous fighter. He has a great coach, Wahi Rahim, which I've met. And there's nothing that Naoya Inoue is going to bring to the table, in my opinion, that Fulton won't be able to manage. Figueroa had knocked Neri down, right? Beat him up. Neri has a hard hit. When Figueroa fought Fulton, and Figueroa, who's a pressure fighter too, he puts a lot of pressure, volume puncher too, couldn't take down Inoue. And Inoue is actually playing his own game. And Figueroa has power. He's a fighter who actually has power. Go to do it. Angelo Leo couldn't put down Fulton either. And Angel Leo, I've seen Angel Leo beat the shit, beat the living shit out of Amaliev. What is it? Murahon Amaliev. Okay. In fact, I think the video is in YouTube. You can check it out. Angel Leo is a good fighter. He beat Tryman Williams, little midget, and little midget knows how to move very well. So he's fought actually a lot of fighters in their prime, not old people, but people in their prime and in his weight class. They weren't coming up in his weight class. Naoya Inoue, he even said himself that this is going to be a really difficult fight because he's never fought a black fighter. Well, he's going to find out, and he's going to fight an elite fighter, actually a fighter that I really like, Stefan Fulton. So I just don't see how Inoue wins this fight. I just don't see it. I think, to be honest with you, I think the first rounds will be a little bit competitive because Fulton is going to be figuring out how this guy moves. But after the third, fourth round, once it starts getting really active, you're going to see that Naoya Inoue is going to crash down. Because at the end of the day, to me, he gets hit. He got hit a lot in the past few fights. And the opposition that he beat, it's just weak. And I know there's a lot of Asian people who have a hard-on for Inoue. I understand he's Asian. You want to, cheer for him and whatever. It just represents Asia or whatever. But that ain't going to work. That's not going to work. Inoue is a decent fighter. He's a good fighter. But to me, I think the guy he could have done a lot more in his career. I can tell you that. I think he has a really poor career, to be honest. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I'm just being honest. I just think he has a poor career. I don't see anything special. He didn't beat any of the fighters in 115 that were worth the while. Maybe they were avoiding him. I doubt it, but if he was avoided, then that doesn't help him because it doesn't. You can't really see how good this guy is. But I'm not into that train hype, bro. That's not going to work. And a lot of people bring the racism on how can you say that? You're white. You should be talking bad about black boxers. Like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like, you got some emotional issues, bro. If you think that I'm going to speak bad about a boxer just because he's not from, he's not from my ethnic group or whatever, like, that's just stupid. I just know that Fulton's going to beat his ass. It's just common sense. But the day of the fight, I will be here for sure. And I hope if I'm wrong, Inoue will show me. And I'm going to do a live after the fight. And I'm definitely going to be here. And I'll admit that, damn, Inoue really got me. But bro, if Fulton beats his ass, all you motherfuckers are going to just escape. You're not going to be here. You're not going to remind me that you were coming here. Because you're going to look real bad. And I just don't see how that dude is going to beat Fulton. I just don't see it. Fulton is just too good. It's just too good. But you're going to find out. You're going to find. See, a lot of you people, I remember you guys. A lot of Asian fans too. Y'all was saying that Manny Pacquiao would beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I didn't say anything. I watched the fight. I wanted to see what Manny Pacquiao had. He couldn't get away from that jab. Once Floyd Mayweather Jr. started jabbing, it was the end. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. No, sir. Couldn't do it. So I've seen this story before. And I can tell you that he's going to need a lot of, he's going to have to use a lot of different boxing moves in order to beat Fulton. And I just don't think that dude has it. I don't think he can fight bilaterally. I don't think he can go backwards, fight backwards. I don't think he can do any of that. But you're going to see something special that day. You're going to see something special. And I'm going to be laughing my ass off if Fulton beats his ass. So, I already put my bet. I'm already betting this fight. And, I want to make a lot of money. But actually, to be honest with you, a lot of people think that Fulton's going to win. So it's mostly, Asian fans or, anybody who's more commercial in that regard. But I already put my bet in Fulton. But anyway, all you haters out there that, you got something against Fulton, whatever, you haven't watched him fight. And I recommend you that you check more of his fights, because I'm telling you, he's faced power before. And, it's coming from a smaller weight class. The power in that weight class is not going to be the same. I'll tell you that. And nobody's being close to putting down Fulton. Nobody's being close to do that. Nobody. In fact, he doesn't even get tired, bro. He doesn't even get tired. But I've seen Naoya Inoue not look too good in some of his fights. And that last one, I didn't see it. But anyway, like I said, we'll all figure it out. So give us a like here for those who like our channel. For the haters, you don't have to give a like, but thank you for watching. And then, subscribe also to our webpage, goldenerboxing.com, where you're going to learn more about story, history, worldwide about boxing, and other things as well that we provide there. So peace out. We'll talk to you guys later. And, Hagone, like the natives say in New Mexico. Deuces cruces.